Hi everyone, Liz here, thanks for stopping by. So, as previously mentioned, I'm going to have a go at making my own poured glue canvas. Now, I've been looking through some of my double-sided tape canvases. If you want to know the difference between double-sided tape and poured glue, if you have a look at my previous videos. And what I'm finding is that the ones that I've had a while and have had sort of flat, have really well and truly stuck down. The double-sided tape, I don't know if you can quite see that, yeah, has really stuck down and it's not really wanting to move, to lift off very easily. So I thought what I would do, I've just recently received this little owl. It is a 20 by 30 and it has 30 colours. It's from AZQSD, which is a company that I have used quite a bit. It was coins from AliExpress, so what do you expect? And it only cost me £2.11. So I thought, right, I'm going to do a bit smaller one because it will be easier to show you. It will dry quicker and we can see if the process works. But as I say, what my thinking was, if it's a new one, it's only just been unrolled. I've only just taken it out of the packet now. And I thought, well, maybe the glue will come up easier if it's not been flattened and it's not an old one. So we'll see how we go. This AZQSD, by the way, is the one that comes with the gold tweezers. So if I ruin my painting, I've still got a pair of gold tweezers. But I'm not going to ruin it. This is going to work. How long it's going to take, I'm not entirely sure. I think this one comes with a 10 placer and a 4 placer as well, wax and one of the white butts. So I'm not going to dwell on the unboxing of this one. You do get your little inventory sheet as well with that one. So let's just see if we can get this glue up. I have been having a look at it to see. This is no reflection on the company at all. This is basically just me trying to find a new one that I've unboxed today. Or I've taken out the packet today so I can get the double-sided tape off. So I've got my craft tweezers, which are basically the same as your diamond painting tweezers you get. These are ones I've had a long time. They're actually from Kanban, look. And I've probably had them 15 years possibly from my card making days. So yeah, so let's just see if we can. What I need to do, as you can see there, the sticky needs to start coming up off the canvas. I'm going to try and keep the carrier sheet on because I think maybe it will come off with that as well. I may pause the video, we'll see how we go, because I don't think you want to watch me struggling with a piece of double-sided tape for 3 hours. So we'll see. This is come in 2 pieces, which, as I say, is my least favourite. Why it can't be in one big piece, I suppose it's all down to cost. But we are getting underneath that sticky. It's a little bit dark in here as well. I should have put my magnifying glass on, I think. See, I'm trying to get underneath the double-sided tape. Yeah, that's lifting that, without then actually destroying the canvas. I don't want to put holes in my canvas because that's going to defeat the object. The drills will then just drop through. So let's just see if we can. Yeah, that's coming up there. I know you can sometimes get it as a hole when you're taking off the edges. I do sometimes use a craft knife and take off the edges. I think this is going to take all my nail enamel off as well. But let's see. I wonder if I maybe just do. I don't know if you can see this. I'm hoping you can. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit and try and keep it all in one place for you. Right, let's see, so you can see what's going on. No, it's not going to work keeping the keeping the carrier sheet on. So let's see if we can lift a little bit there. Lift up a little bit there. It's one of those things, you know, once you get it going, it's going to be okay. But it's just getting it going and getting that sticky on its way. Let's see. Oops. try and keep it in the camera. Just these tweezers are great because they are just so fine. I love to get it all off in one bit. It's a bit like, you know, when you've got sunburn and you start taking off your skin. Sorry, has that just put a horrible image in your mind? I do apologise. But yeah, you know, when you used to get the great big piece, when you start peeling after you've been sunburnt, and I know you're not supposed to do it. I'm trying to do this so the letters should stay on the canvas okay. But yeah, so let's see if we can get this whole, oops, don't get stuck to those. Don't get stuck to those. Right, I think what I'm going to do, I wonder if I stick it down with washi tape. No, I'll carry on as I am. Just see how we go. Maybe do it in strips. Maybe I should have cut it with a craft knife and done it in strips. I know in the past I have, oh look, it's managed to pull bits off. I know in the past I have managed to sort of roll it around my tweezers and take it off. It's not going to be the easiest job to do. You know, it is a double-sided tape. It is meant to stay where it is and stick. Just zoom it out a little bit again. If I try doing it from this angle, so we can get, it is going to be the trouble of getting it all off. As I say, you can, if you just keep your tweezers flat and just go on the surface, you can just see it starting to pull up. So this is going to take some time, I do believe. I was hoping it was going to peel off in bigger pieces, but obviously not. So even though it is a newer one and it has only just come out of the packet, it's not going to make it any easier to take off. So let's just keep on pulling. Okay, let's see where we are. Ooh, the glasses have just slipped down. I've got my distance glasses on my head and I just suddenly thought, oh no, I can't see. But that's because I'm doing this. So I don't want to go through the canvas if I can help it. Right, I think you sort of get the idea. I had thought about wetting it, but I think that would just bounce off. That would do no good whatsoever. I wonder if a little scraper, maybe one of the scrapers would do it. Okay, sorry about that. For whatever reason, my camera just decided to switch itself off, well, my phone. Not sure what's going on, and it has just gone quite dark in here now, so I'm going to turn the light on and see how we go with that. And I think I'm going to try maybe doing it in strips and see how we go from there, see if that will work any better. I do want to try and find a way to get this done. As I say, it's something I've not done before. I have heard other creators doing it, and I have done it with smaller projects myself, but I've never actually done it on a canvas. I think this is going to be quite arduous doing it on a huge canvas if you wanted to rescue a huge canvas, or maybe the bigger ones are easier to do. I don't know, but let's see if we can get underneath this stick. Where did we get down to? We've got quite a bit off. I had actually unfortunately done a bit before I realised I'd stopped recording, so I do apologise for that. I did really want to try and show the whole process, albeit there you are, look, we start getting like little rolls of it. Sorry if you can hear rustling bags. That's Millie just coming to have a look and see what I'm doing. That's Millie, our little Scottish Terrier. She does like to be in. Yeah, I think this is the way to go, doing it in smaller sections. I'm trying to get it to roll down. Okay, so that bit's rolling there. So where are we? Here, trying to get underneath. So that's there. And that's there, yeah. Okay. So I do want to show you how it really is. I don't want to be saying, oh, well, here's one I did earlier. Yeah, you don't want to be seeing something really easy and then you get to do it and you think, oh, well, that didn't look like that. And Liz didn't do it that way. No, Liz likes to do everything the hard way. To be honest, it may even be quicker with my nail. I've got my thumbnail rather than it sticking there. So I have done the edges on double-sided tape. Yeah, there you are. Look, that edge now is rolling down. I don't know if you can see that in a great big, well, it's not a great big ball, but it's like a little round, and that's what I'm trying to do. I'd already scored the edge, so we get right down there, and then you get like a little round piece of tape. So I'm trying to now, I wonder if it might be easier to just do it. Yeah, it's easier to do it with my finger rather than the tweezers. I'm getting more traction with my finger. So yay, let's keep going. Okay, so it's rolling. It's not going to pick up, but it will roll. Trying to get it off in one piece. Let's see where we are here. So it's leaving that. There's just sort of an odd little tiny bit of sticky there, but just take that off. I have got one of those, like, it looks a bit like an eraser, but it's a sticky remover for when you've put sticky in the wrong place, and I can just get the extra bits up with that once I've done this. But yeah, let's just get underneath that bit there. So it's yeah, it depends how much patience you've got, and whether you can be bothered to do this. Really, it's something that, you know, I've got a couple where they're quite intense colours, and I thought, oh heck, doing that in square, I'm not really going to be able to see it, and I had thought about maybe doing this, but I don't know. I'll see how things go. But this is rolling down now, so keep it rolling. I bet you're all sat there thinking, how boring is this? What is this about diamond painting? Let's see if we can do it from the other way. Oh, the other way. Ah, look. Right, let's see if we can do it upwards from the other side. Just keep getting that. Yeah, it's definitely easier doing it in the strips, smaller sections. Maybe not quite such a long section either. Maybe that was one of my mistakes as well. Okay, let's just keep going. You can just see there. Yeah, it is better. I do apologise for shadows, but it is better when I can actually see what I'm doing. Oh dear, you don't want to not be able to see what you're doing. And that's just one little bit I've possibly not gone through with the craft knife quite so much. I have got a bin next to me, by the way. I'm not just dumping all these bits on the floor. Oh dear. Right, so let's just get all this gloop, all this stick, all up to there. And I think you can see, I will show you when I've got this strip done, but you can see that the canvas underneath is untouched, and you can still see the symbols clearly, and it's not affected that at all. Okay, so that's a big bit off. Eee, sticky stuff, yuck, yuck, yuck. I have to try and keep this away from Millie, because if she sticks her nose in the bin, she's going to end up with sticky stuff on her nose, and she doesn't want that. And it will take ages to get off. Just this bit here. It looks as though the canvas is stretching slightly, which isn't good. So maybe I'm using too much pressure. Just do it this way slightly, because it's just always that one little edge. You know, when you try pulling a piece of sellotape and you get that one bit that just sort of like splits in half and goes rolling off somewhere else, and you're like, no, I didn't need to do that. Yeah, that's what I've got at the moment. Okay, that's another bit off. That's another little bit off. And there's no stick there whatsoever. Just still a little bit sticky in this middle. So yeah, I definitely think the way to go is to probably split this in half. It has just left a little bit of sticky there, so cut it and then cut it again and do it into strips to take it off. So I just need to work on that little bit a bit more, but I'll show you the canvas as it is at the moment. Okay, so come on, focus, there you are. So yeah, you can see there is just, well, a residual tap, but actually that's just the edge bit there, but this here, there's no sticky there. You can still see all the symbols. I've just got a little bit more work to do on this middle bit here, but that end there, again, no tack, nothing there at all. Really, really good. So that's going to work quite well. So what I'm going to do, I think I may make this into a different experiment. So I think I will take the cover off this side. I will keep working on it. I'm not going to carry on videoing it because you've seen how I'm doing it now. I'm going to do it into the strips and I'm going to cut it across the middle as well. So it's just a strip to the middle rather than trying to do one long piece. And then I'm going to diamond paint this side with the double-sided tape and this side with the poured glue that I've made, and we'll see what the difference is. Okay, so that's part one out of the way. I'll come back and show you when I've got the rest of this sticky off. So watch this space. I'll see you again in a moment. Bye for now. Okay, and I'm back. So that took half an hour from me stopping the camera, so the bit before, so I don't know, what was that, about 10 minutes, to now. It's taken me half an hour, and that's the glue that I've got off the canvas, mainly rolling it all along. As I used my craft knife and my ruler, and I used the sticky, I think you saw. Doing it on the edge of the, on the edge of the cover sheet just means that you're not then having to try and peel your ruler off from your canvas, because it is very, very sticky. So yeah, I just cut it into actually 3 and then a few that way, and then just rolled them. Some of them did actually end up in one big roll and just got that off. And then I've just used a very dry sort of baby wipe just to go over the top, so that we now have a non-sticky canvas. And we basically have what is printed out from the printers at these companies, with all the little symbols on and everything for you to diamond paint. So let me just get rid of those bits. Right, so I think you can see, as I showed you before, the symbols are all still there, all printed into the canvas underneath. So it's not like taking the double-sided tape off has taken off any of the detail underneath. It is all still there. So now what we need to do, just an odd bit still just floating around, make sure that that's nice and flat and clean. And we're going to use the Craft Buddy Crystal Art Magic Glue, as they call it. I think this is like a similar item to what they use to make their canvases. Theirs is maybe an industrial one. I'm not sure if this is exactly the same as what they use, but this is what they sell. I have used it. It does work. It's great for putting sort of spare drills on, you know, if you've suddenly find you've put a piece of paper over a bit of canvas and you've had to take it off with a baby wipe, then using this does actually then make your canvas tacky again, which is great. And it doesn't dry. I have still got a project that I started, gosh, sometime last year, and it is still tacky, and that was on MDF, so that's something that I really must get finished. Oh dear, sorry about the shadows. I've had to keep the light on. It has gone quite dark again. So what I'm going to do is mask this off with some masking tape, and then we're going to put this glue on and let it dry. As I say, I'm not going to do the other side because I do now want to see the difference. Well, I'm going to take it up another little experiment. I do like experimenting around and trying these different things. So I want to see how it drills on the same canvas by making this into a poured glue at this side and having your double-sided tape, the original canvas, at the other side. See if there's any difference with the way the drills go down, any difference the way it looks when it's finished, and if they stay on. This is a square canvas, so there won't be like the gaps in between. If it was a round canvas, then I possibly would seal it, because you do find that this is tacky in between any gaps. I know you don't get much of a gap on a round one, but I may still use one of the sealers after using this, just to keep the drills, well, to stop it from being sticky really. So I'm just putting this around the edges. Very pretty this. This came in my cat-eared advent calendar. This was the 2 rolls of washi tape that I got in the advent calendar. Very low tack tape, this one, so it comes off easily. It's not going to have a fight to take it off. Now, this is just a very small part that I've done, and this has taken me about 40 minutes to get off for it. Some of it was a bit trial and error, so if we say 30 to 40 minutes for a little bit that big. So how big is that? It's going to be 30 centimetres by 10 centimetres, is it? Let's just double check. About 29 centimetres, 11.5 inches by 9.5 centimetres, which is 3 3/4 inches. So just sort of to give you a rough idea, if you had an enormous canvas, then yeah, it's going to take you a long time to do it. So you've got to measure up, is it worth doing? I like playing about, I like doing these things just to see whether it will work or not. And yeah, to me, possibly, if it was a picture I could only get in double-sided tape from a company that only does double-sided tape, rather than a company that does poured glue, then possibly I would ask for it without the tape on. See whether that's an option. Or you can actually ask companies, will they do a poured glue for you? They possibly will charge you extra, because as I've shown in previous videos, it is easier to just slap a big piece of sellotape, sticky tape, sorry, sellotape is the UK name for it. It is easier to slap that on than it is to put the glue on. But let's get some of this glue on and see how we go. So I'm going to use this very sparingly, because I seem to think when I used it last time I put way too much on. So I'm just going to put it on in lines. Oops. And I think it's about £7.99 for this little pot, which is 50 millilitres. This is to say from Craft Buddy Crystal Art. Just get that air out the tip there. I think this could be way too much as well, but we'll see. And then I'm just going to brush it on with one of my little brushes. Now then, which one shall I use? Let's use the smaller one to start off with. And it's just a case of making sure that the whole canvas is covered. Obviously, if you do miss a bit, then you can go back and redo it. You can just do little spots, but just keep, so you can see now why I've put the washi tape on, because I can then just go over the edges. Yeah, this is going to be way too much that I've used again. Yeah, way too much. Oh dear. Should have just done a bit and then took some off, and done a bit and took some off. I think the diamond dots one, I can't remember who it was that actually did the diamond dots version of making a poured glue canvas from a double-sided tape canvas. I think that they had to put more than one layer on. Now I'm just going to put one layer on this and see how we go. I am doing quite a thickish layer, but yeah, just make sure it is all covered. It goes on white. I think you can see we're getting like a ghost white effect now. Try and get it as flat as possible, because obviously we want it to stay down. I'm just desperately trying to think now, have I got anything else that I can use the rest of this glue on, and I think I have. If you would like me to do a whip and chat on this, let me know, and then we can diamond paint one side and diamond paint the other. If anybody shouts you've missed a bit, please point out where. Just use a little bit more on here. And just make sure that the edges are done. Give it a really good coating. Make sure that it's fully covered. Okay, and we will leave that to dry and see how it goes. Once it is dry, if you've kept your cover sheet, you can then just put your cover sheet back on, and that will keep it nice and secure. Right, just let me see if I can find my project. Okay, so this is my little craft board project that I've got. And yeah, I started this quite a while ago, sometime last year. There is a video out there somewhere with it on. I'm going to turn this part into a blackboard. I've got some blackboard paint so I can use my chalk or whatever and change up whatever's on here. I was thinking about putting magnetic paint on, but because it's quite a thick MDF, what is it, medium density fibreboard, something like that, it may not work and it is quite thick. So I may put, actually, thinking about it, I could put one side or with, you know, that magnetic sheets that you can get that are like an A4, basically a piece of card, but it's actually magnetic. You can stick, if you do crafting, if you've got any of the metal cutting dies, as they're called, you can stick those to it. So that would be quite nice, and maybe put my cover minders on it. There's an idea. And then the little holes at the bottom, I'm going to put some little chains on and hang some little Scotties that I'm going to diamond paint as well. So yeah, I thought I would do that. I've taken so long waffling that this is practically dried now, so I am just going to put a little bit extra on here and finish these letters off. Then I will cover them over, and so I'll just put a little bit on, because a little seems to go a very long way, and you don't seem to need it very thick. I mean, those drills are completely stuck. I can move them slightly as you would with any canvas, but they've again been on since, it must be over 6 months since I did this, maybe even 8 months. So yeah, let's just finish these letters off, and I think I'm going to do it all in pink sparkly. Why not? I may add some of my other special drills into this as well. Just spread this around. May need an extra coat. So this has been on, you can see how sticky that is. Still, just put a little bit more on. But yeah, it's called magic glue, as I say, and it's magic glue for a reason. Just seem to work like magic. I like the fact that it stays sticky. That was sticky and tacky together. So yeah, sorry, this is just an extra bit on top of doing the canvas, because I just thought I'd use the bit of glue up. Don't like waste, while I was chatting to you. So yeah, lots of uses. Good way of using up your spare diamonds as well. I mean, you could actually do the edges, you know, they have quite thick edges. I tend to just use a pro marker, an alcohol marker pen, just to colour in the edges. But you could even put gems, diamonds around the edges as well of this. So that's the cover sheet for that bit that was already dry. I'll have to now leave that bit to dry and get another one of my little cover sheets to put on there. Let me see how Owly is doing over at this side. See whether we're more or less dry. It's just a little bit there. Oh, that's blobbed. Let me just get that bit off. Take that bit off there. We don't want any ridges, any bubbles. That might just be a tiny little bit of tape I've missed, so we don't want that there. And just put that there. Yep, that's fine. So I am now going to put this cover over here, and that is now all ready to be diamond painted. So it will be interesting to see. I'll just take this extra off there. Look, it's just come off tacky. I seem to have done nothing but have tacky stuff on my fingers this afternoon. Yeah, it will be interesting to see how this turns out and the difference between. Okay, well, if you've got any questions or any comments, or if you think there's different ways of doing it, getting that tack off, or a better way of doing it, then if you can let me know in the comments. I'm still out on whether the fact I would actually do this again. The amount of time it's taken, possibly not. If I saw a canvas that I really liked and they didn't do poured glue, I would possibly ask if they would do poured glue. If not, I would ask for the canvas without any adhesive on. They may let you have it, and then you can always make your own. There's lots of different options, but yeah, I think that's everything for now. So if you've enjoyed seeing this, if you can give me a thumbs up, it's always much appreciated. I've got all this to tidy away now. And if you'd like to come back and see what I get up to next, then if you press that subscribe button and the little bell next to it, you'll be notified when my next videos come out. So thanks ever so much for stopping by, and I do hope to see you all again soon. Bye for now.